everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today, I'm going to bring you my FAEBRUARY TBR. It's not February, it's FAEBRUARY. FAEBRUARY is a month-long readathon, but also like just an excuse to read Fae books. This was started by Sarah Jane from the Book Life SJ, and she did this last year. It was like really fly by the seat of her pants last year. It was just like, let's just read Fae books in the month of February. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. This year, she does have this like really cool like bingo card kind of like different challenges, and she explains it all in her video, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that for you below. So the first book that I have to mention, this is Dreamfever, written by Karen Marie Moning. This is book number 4 of the Fever series, and you can see there's a bookmark in there already because I did start reading the Fever series back in the summertime, and I put that on pause. I don't remember why I put it on pause, but I was just like, nah, I can come back to this. So now I'm finally coming back to it. I was like, yep, February's coming up. It's gonna be time for you to pick back up on the Fever series. So I have Dreamfever, which is book number 4, and then I do also have Shadowfever, which is book number 5. For those of you who don't know about the Fever series, the first book starts with our main character. Her name is Michaela Lane, and her sister has been murdered, like a super gruesome murder. She was studying abroad in Dublin, Ireland. Michaela is searching for answers, so she ends up going to Dublin to try and seek out answers behind what happened to her sister's gruesome murder. And then, of course, as these things happen, she finds herself in the city of Dublin, where there's all sorts of mysterious creatures that she ends up seeing. Things end up unfolding. She gets enveloped into the world of the Fae. There's Fae creatures after her. She meets a really mysterious character named Jericho Barons, and things take off from there. These are really quick reads. They're super romance heavy. They're not young adult. This is like super adult, romancy, sexy times. So I have these 2 Fever series books. These are going to be like my priority for February. Then I have Stormfront, written by Jim Butcher. This is book number 1 of the Dresden Files. The Dresden Files is this urban fantasy, paranormal fantasy series. There's a lot of books in this series. It's about a warlock named Harry Dresden in Chicago, and he just so happens to be like a private detective and a warlock. Now, the reason why I'm picking this up for February is I've been wanting to read the Dresden Files for a long time. I've heard just really positive things, and I feel like as the series progresses, there are more and more things with Fae in them. I'm not sure how much Fae I'm gonna experience in this first book, but this just seemed like the perfect excuse to start on another Fae series, if that makes any sense. So this is Stormfront, written by Jim Butcher. This book, this is The Lost Child of Lychford, written by Paul Cornell. I read the first book, which is called The Witches of Lychford, during the month of October. It was like a really great 3-star witch read. 3 stars being, you know, it's a novella, so there's not that much exploration that we can do, but this is the second book. This does take place in the Christmas time season, so I definitely missed the boat for reading this for Christmas, but I feel like February is still pretty wintry. In the first book, we do have 3 main characters in this small town. This small town is situated in this magical rift where there's the human forces and the otherworld forces are continuously battling. Either the world is going to tumble into otherworldly darkness, or the human forces will be able to keep this otherworldly darkness at bay. And so it's witchy, it's Fae. This is a good time, but this isn't a super high priority read for me. But I'll probably, like, if I feel like I'm in a slump and I just need like a quick novella to kick me out of that slump, then that's what The Lost Child of Lychford is for. This book is something that I believe a lot of you will be familiar with. This is an Enchantment of Ravens, written by Margaret Rogerson. This book is a young adult novel that came out, I believe, last year. It's a young woman who practices craft. It's a human ability of craft. Her name is Isabel, so her human craft is painting, and all of these Fae creatures are obsessed with human craft. So she receives her first royal patron, which is the king or the prince, but she makes a mistake of painting his eyes to look like human eyes and have human emotion, and it's just this terrible, horrible crime. He whisks her away to his kingdom to stand trial for her crime. So this is should be a really quick Fae read, young adult read. I picked this up in a book outlet haul and been saving it for February. And here we go. I started this series last year during February. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then sometime in the summer I read A Court of Mist and Fury. And then I've just kind of been sitting on this one, A Court of Wings and Ruin. This is the third and final book in this whole trilogy written by Sarah J. Maas. I've also been kind of holding off on this one a little bit because I really did love A Court of Mist and Fury. I just found that one to be like perfection. And I just haven't heard that great of things about A Court of Wings and Ruin, but I do want to finish it. So now is the time. A Court of Frost and Starlight, also written by Sarah J. Maas. This is a novella in her series. It doesn't add to the story from what I've heard. It's just gonna be us hanging out with the characters, and to be honest, if I'm gonna read something in February that has some sexy times in it, it might as well be some Fae sexy times. You know what I mean? Alright, so put some comments in the comment section below. Have you read any of these books? Let me know what you think about them. Are you going to be participating in February? Like I said, I will put the link for Sarah Jane's announcement video below because the bingo card challenges are really, really fun sounding, and it's just another way to motivate you during a readathon, so I think this should be super fun. Otherwise, you can find me on my social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's at whatcassread. It's the same as this channel, so it should be super easy for you to find. And then I'm also on Goodreads. That link is always listed down below. And you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.